Right, my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of Urbek City Builder. Now, we've finished with our first series of Urbek. I will link it above in case you're new to the channel and you want to go and check it out. I was basically using that series to kind of see what the game had to offer, and I'm going to be honest, I really fell in love with it. So I put it to a poll a couple of weeks ago to do another city, but I wanted to know which map you wanted to see. So the results, my friends, are on the screen. We are going to be going with an Archipelago. I'm really excited about this because it opens up some new options and some new items and things that we're going to be able to use whilst building the city out. So let's jump into this one and create our map, shall we? So I did say when I was talking about doing the series that we are going to be doing a giant map. That is the first thing we are definitely going to do. I want the map to be as big as possible because in the last map we did the kind of like playthrough to see what the game had to offer. We used a medium map and we filled it out pretty quickly, and I couldn't, you know, do certain things on that map. Whereas I want to be able to put all the items on this map, and I really want to be able to plan it out properly as well, so it actually looks like it's a functioning city. So we're going to go with a giant map. I think as far as resources are concerned, maybe we just stick with standard. That's what we used last time. Islands, I think I'm going to go with medium islands because I would like there to be a bit more land mass so that we can at least have one that's maybe quite large, so we can have a city on it. We don't have to worry about the rivers and whatnot. We're going to get rid of snow and deserts. I don't think we need those on the map. And then we need a name. I don't know if I can change the name whilst we're playing. I would have really liked it if you guys had named it because I'm awful at this. So yeah, I don't know. Let's call it Rolo Isles, shall we? Rolo's my dog, in case you didn't know. Let's name it that, gang. We've got everything going. Let's jump into it. Right, so here we are. This is our brand new Urbek City map. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to activate the mini map, and I'm doing this because obviously we've got a bunch of different islands that we're going to have to navigate. So without having to like keep scrolling around all over the map, I'm going to use this, gang. First things first, though, I just want to have a little look about, and I want to see where all of the vital resources are. And we'll pick our starting map, basically. It's going to be really important. Right, that's going to be a really good resource. Obviously, a bunch of trees there as well. The central map is the one I would probably like to have put the city on. But the island at the top, I keep calling it maps, the island, I should say, at the top is probably the one the city's going to go on because it's the biggest piece of island that we've got. We've got a smaller island here, which has got some... That's actually... I love this. This could be an industrial island. And we can join the two islands up. So, you can't build bridges. I'm going to talk about all this in a moment. I just need to pick my starting map... starting island before. So, we've got some resources up here as well, which is really, really good. Have we got any over... Yep, we've got some down here. Okay, so we've got a bunch of resources. I'm going to start on that middle island. I got to stop saying map. Why do I keep saying map? The middle island even is where I'm going to start. It's got some resources on it, so that's pretty good. Right, so this is the island we're going to start on. So let me just run you through the things that are slightly different. So first and foremost, ferries. We don't have bridges on the Archipelago. You can't build bridges. You have to go with ferries. Now, the normal ferry has to have a gap no bigger than 7, so it's 7 squares between each island. And then the advanced ferry, as you're going to see, has a gap of 15 tiles. So this island here might not be accessible. It actually looks like it could well be too far away. We've got this island in between, so we can join these up. We've got this gap that doesn't look too large. We're about to join that, but some of these smaller islands we might not actually be able to use in the map. Now, the way I'm going to do this, I didn't actually mean to do that. The way I'm going to be doing this this playthrough is that we're going to do smaller towns, we're going to do a big city, we're going to do some downtowns. Basically, we're going to do a bunch of different stuff. Now, in the playthrough, I was kind of like I was kind of hammered for just doing the highest rated building that I could. But I was doing that because I basically wanted to see what the game had to offer. But this time around, I think we can do things a little differently and we could do things proper. So let's just delete some of these trees out to start with. So I'm going to do some houses down here. It's probably going to be like a little fisherman's village / town area. We're going to do all the fisherman's huts along the front. I'm not going to go like too big on the population here because we've got these resources. So we're probably going to do some industrial pretty close. And I think that's going to be our kind of first township is what we're going to go with in this sort of area. And then maybe to kind of like bridge the gap between this and the next one, we might do some farming and whatnot, as we're going to need to think about that sort of thing. So I am going to delete all these trees off here because, you know, we're going to put kind of houses and farming in. And we can use the trees down in this area because it's part of the industrial zone to have all of our wood cutting and whatnot. So I'm going to just put in some guide roads. Now, first thing I'm going to say about this this playthrough is don't fall in love with anything I build, because there's a real good chance it could get deleted as we unlock things. The early game, the early stages of this, we are very much going to be playing through this at quite a rate, hopefully, so that we unlock stuff, because that's going to be the big thing, is basically unlocking all the items, because we unlocked a bunch of stuff, didn't we, in our first playthrough, and we're going to have to unlock all that again on this new city. So yeah, basically don't fall in love with anything that we build is what I'm saying. Right, so we're going to have our lumberjack there. I think we could probably use this road as a guide for our farming out here. Like I say, I'm not going to put a lot of the houses down here, just a few, to be honest. So I always forget which I have to do first. Is it houses or is it farming or is it wood? Never can remember. So anyway, let's put some houses in there. These are probably all going to change as we go along, because yeah, they need to move in first, don't they? Right, yeah, it'll all change as we go along, because obviously we will unlock items, the dock and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm aware of all this stuff, gang. So we'll get a bit of farming in. Like I say, it literally in the early game it's going to be a case of just plopping things down and going from there, basically, is what I'm going to be doing. Not going to be paying too much attention. So let's get those two in. So we've got our wood production, and then we just need to get more houses. Yeah, I'm just going to be throwing the houses in, gang. We're going to be doing some different designs with the houses as well. I've kind of been looking at some cool stuff we could probably do that I've seen kind of other people kind of test out. Some like really cool looking, you know, plots of land and that. And I think we might try and sort of replicate some of it as we go along, basically. So let's get that in. This is obviously the first episode of this new series, so it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of get used to it and get into the swing of things. So have we unlocked? The dock unlocks at 200 population, and that's essentially what we are looking to hit early game. So let's just do another 2x10 piece of farming. I actually think that we will use this road here. Yes, because it's going to leave us quite nice. We'll use that as the cut-off. We'll just have houses inside this little square here. We'll probably have to have some houses down here for the industry to kind of upgrade and whatnot, and then we might be able to plop some houses in and around the farming as well, which might look quite nice. Right, so let's carry that road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's not a problem, because we can use green areas and whatnot, green spaces. Right, so we've got a nice amount of food, so I can carry on building houses. No, I can't. Oh, wood is the issue. Takes a while, doesn't it? Let's speed this up. We can play this on a faster speed this time. In my opinion, I think that's okay to do that. So let's put a bunch more houses in there. And yeah, it's just, I'm playing it on a faster speed because we want our resources to just kind of get going, basically. Need to get that population to 200 before we can build the dock areas. Let's put those houses in there. Putting them all in along the edge because I want those fishermen's houses, because they help with food as well. Anyone that watched the first playthrough, you kind of learnt all this stuff with me. Farmhouse and a dock. Right, so I'm going to just slow it down a second because there's a new item here that I want to let you know about. So tourism is a big thing in this map. So you can make tourist districts, and we are going to do all that. We're not going to worry about it down here because we really don't need to, and it does take up a fair amount of resources. But yeah, tourism is a big thing. You get beaches, I think you get thermal springs. There's a few different items you get, and obviously it brings a different kind of vibe to your city. Because obviously we've got islands as well, we're all coastal. So yeah, it's like a really cool little item that you can use. Right, docks. We are gonna be putting a bunch of docks in down here because we're going with the whole fishing village type deal. Now I want the fishing to go all the way down to this road down here, so I'm going to put one there, and then if I was to put one there, I think that would cover majority of that. Let's put one there. It does take up wood, they do take up wood, so we do need to remember that. And then if I was to, where does it go? Right to the edge of those houses, so we'd need one about there, so that house is going to have to be deleted. I'm going to put all three in already because I kind of want the fishermen's houses to kind of just get going basically as and when we get the power. They won't update yet because there's items that we need. This lumberjack cabin, we're going to need that. So yeah, we don't get water mills on this level. There's a bunch of stuff we don't get basically, gang. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now you might be wondering, why am I not doing it near the road? I'm going to basically put parks around the edge. I'm going to see what that does for us. It'll provide a bunch of leisure, and I think it will just make it look a bit nicer as well. So yeah, we're going to go with the houses in the middle. So yeah, I'm going to just, like I say, I'm going to try some new things with this playthrough. Let's put that there, like that. Should be okay. Village house and lumberjack cabin unlocked. Right, food is a thing we need to think about, so let's get a bit more farming in, like so. Hopefully that should fill in. Yes, lovely job. And then those houses are going to fill in pretty quick, so I'm going to go with another line there because it's 3 away from the road, so they should all fill in properly. So yes, beach is unlocked. Lovely job. All those houses are going in. Nice. Right, let's get a lumberjack cabin in. They consume 50 and 7. So I'm only going to put one in for now. Let's do that. And just see how the power gets managed, shall we? See how far it goes, because we've got a population of 456-ish, and I just want to see sort of how far that goes. A few of them have turned into fishermen's houses. Did not expect that. Really didn't expect that, to be honest with you. Tenant farmer is unlocked. We're probably not going to use tenant farmers all that much because they only give you 50 storage and 50 production. Probably going to go with farmhouses and silos. In the non-polluted areas of farming, because that's another thing I really want to think about this time, is not having so much pollutant around. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's put a road in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I found that 10 by 10 farms work really nicely, so that's why I'm putting those in. I might not go 10 by 10. I might go 10 by 6 this time because I think they might even be more efficient. So if I was to just go 3 more. Oh, it's only 9 because I've put the road in too early. Okay, it doesn't matter. We'll just do 9. It's okay. It's not a problem. Anyway, we've got an abundance of food. Power is something we don't have an abundance of. So let's throw in a lumberjack cabin there as well, just to give us a bit more power. Essentially, these houses are going to upgrade now we've got that power. Now, what I'm going to say is, like, what I've already been saying, this is just going to be like a little fisherman's village / town. So we're not going to be upgrading these houses all that much. They might get to, we might go as far as a suburban house maybe, but this is all about kind of, you know, making a small kind of town basically. We're going to, you know, kind of focus on a little industry, the farming and kind of fishing in this area. We're not going to go too crazy. Right, so parks unlock at 700 population. And that's going to be something I want to get going for the leisure. So we just basically need to continue getting our houses in. So let's put a bunch of houses there. Like I've said, don't get attached to where the houses go. We might delete some out and put parks and things like that in to make it look pretty at a later date. Markets, all these sorts of things, you know. So yeah, don't get too attached to stuff. Right, we need more wood production. So we do need to put another lumberjack in. So I think what I'm going to do is run a piece of road there. We'll have to change this piece of road at a later date because it's on the coast and we're actually going to need the coast a lot. All will be revealed as we go along, everybody. I will kind of keep you up to date with all the new items we're going to be using. So yeah, let's get a new lumberjack in there. So this bit of forest basically is kind of what's sustaining our town to start with. Yeah, I'm really excited about this series because I'm going to be doing this really differently to the way I did, you know, the first playthrough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we could take that road across and we'd be left with some nice space to kind of do some housing. But yeah, like I say, I'm going to be doing this really different this playthrough. As you can see, the housing is already very different. We're going to be putting a lot of green space and a lot of parks in, basically. We want areas to look like really pretty. So that's what we're going to be doing. So park and fish warehouse. Now, I'm going to show you the fish warehouse because this is a new item. So what the fish warehouse basically does is it costs an initial 500 in unskilled work, 200 wood. It has to be placed on the coast and it has to be within range of fishermen's houses. But what it does do is it increases your storage for food and gives you 200 production. So if you were running a little low on food and you know, you didn't want to use up all your workforce by creating farmland, you can create fishermen's warehouses. Villas have just unlocked. We're not going to be worrying about the richer districts for a long time. So yeah, that's a new item. As you can see, the beaches are unlocked now. Not going to be worrying about them too much down here. And the parks have unlocked. So that is something we're going to be worrying about. So I'm going to go with like parks all the way around the edge here. But I don't know if it's this park I want to use. I was messing around basically in a personal save. And, you know, some of the parks around the edge of buildings and whatnot look really nice. The football pitch is just unlocked. That's a happiness item, isn't it? Yes, it is. I think I'm going to place that in. I'm going to put it down in... It's only going to give leisure. See, you want to make the most of your leisure, but we are going to be putting a lot of parks in. I'm going to put it there on the corner. I think it will look nice there. So let's put our football pitch in. So we get our first item of sport. Nothing else is unlocked just yet. Just housing, farming, all the usual stuff. We are very much okay for our... food production, so we don't have to worry about that too much. What is this gap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, not ideal because you can only go 3 away from the road. We might be okay. I'm not sure if the houses in the middle are going to be able to... what's the name? They might. Right, okay. They are. Yep, they're fine. Well, these ones in the middle might not. These up here, yeah, it's just that distance from the road. It has to be 3 distance, doesn't it? So 1, 2, 3, and then there's like 1, 2, 3 from there. So those ones in the middle are probably not going to build out, to be honest with you. They might if I was to run that there. But then we'd have to do these again. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Let's just go next to the football pitch. I don't think that's too much of an issue. And then we can, at the back of the football pitch, put a nice piece of park. Right, there we go. Lovely job. And some of them are going to upgrade because obviously they're near parks and leisure. And, you know, they're exposed to that sort of stuff. Okay, power is a problem. So let's put another lumberjack cabin in. Now, these lumberjack cabins, as we all know, can be upgraded by building like a bunch of houses nearby. They do upgrade so you get more power for them. We probably will do a small bunch of housing in here because we're probably going to need some housing to go alongside the logistics to kind of upgrade some of the items that we're going to have in the industrial area. So we might put some there, and I might put some like here, kind of on the edge where the farming is. I might. And I think I'm going to have to go one more deep with the farming, and because that road, it makes sense to just kind of bring that road up there, like that, and then just fill all that in with farming, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. That's where our kind of farming will be. And we'll carry the farming on in this direction, and then we'll have another kind of like little township over here. And that's kind of what I'm going to do in the early game. I'm going to, you know, just do small towns, and then when we get to a point where we can do downtowns, because we're going to need to do downtowns to get the neighbourhoods, then we'll just move to another island. By that point, we should be okay resource-wise to start building our ferries and stuff. So it's kind of the way I'm going to play the game this time around, gang. So yeah, right, got loads of fishermen's houses down here. So we're at 1100 pop. Let me just check what we need to kind of unlock things. So we're ways off that. Just a couple of farmhouses. We unlock the silos. 1300 for the shops. Yeah, it's just more green areas. 1300 for that. So yeah, just a couple more hundred and we unlock some stuff, and then it'll probably open up the ability to kind of unlock a bit more. I might put some housing in here as well, but it'll be lower grade housing. It'll be more, you know, affected by the pollution of our industrial area. Because as you can see, we're kind of used all of our land now, as a result of kind of doing the housing the way we've done it there. But what we can do is over here, I'm going to keep it near the road, so we can do that. I'm going to then take a road in there like so. I am going to be leaving spaces behind the houses, gang. I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to do it all, you know. Oh, of course. Put all that housing in thinking we'll be able to put a dock down here, and we can't. Dock's going to go there. Oh, actually, it might just be that we don't have the wood. Right, let's speed this up a bit. And then, yeah, it might let me place a dock down here as and when we got the wood. Which we do now. Put that in there. And that'll upgrade to Fisherman's houses on the edge. Which is very nice, very nice, very nice. Right, we do need, with that said then, to have another lumberjack. Actually, probably. Perfect. Space over here. Let's put one in there. Right, okay. Early game, I think we're doing all right. Like I say, the expansion is going to be pretty quick because it's all about just kind of unlocking items. The reason I've left this gap in here is we can put nice parks and whatnot in there. Trust me, you can kind of like join it all up with like pavements and stuff like that, rather than just doing everything next to roads, which ends up becoming like really ugly. You kind of want to do that with your inner cities, I think. If you're kind of going for an aesthetical kind of look, as well as you know, unlocking and playing the game as it needs to be played. Right, so let's put some houses in there. That's going to be too far away from the road, which is really annoying. Maybe we put that in there like that. Not like a fisherman's house. Might be able to put like a little bit of beach there, because we're going to stop at this point anyway. Yeah, we're going to kind of stop at that point there. Just put a little bit of road, and then I'm going to throw some houses because I can now, and we'll make the most of that situation. Let's fast forward this. The wood production is so slow. Right, a few more houses thrown in down there. It all looks a bit of a mess at the moment, gang. That's to be expected in the early game. I've unlocked some more stuff, so we've got culture unlocked now. The churches, the chapels are unlocked. So basically, the next thing is the iron mine is what we need to work towards, and the ship scrapyard. We've got schools. We've now got mini markets, fish markets. Now, I believe we're going to need these to upgrade these houses. So if I was to click on this and go wealthy village, food and leisure, basically. So we are going to need some food in this area, basically. And I think because this is like a little fisherman's kind of village, it's kind of what we're aiming for here. Then maybe the fish market might be the nicest thing to put in. I'm not going to do it right now because power is a bit of a problem. We need to kind of get on top of that first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that housing that I mentioned. So I'm going to put some housing in down here near the industrial area. Not going to go right to the coast because I'm probably going to bring that road in because we're going to need to put stuff on the coast. But this should, yeah, that lumberjack house will have the ability to upgrade. I think it's a shame that the actual lumber mills, the lumber camps can't be upgraded. Instead, you have to research a new item, but that cuts the wood down at a bigger rate. Right, there you go. So that's upgraded. That's all good in the hood. Because when these upgrade, they are going to take more power and more resources. I'm just going to fill that in. It's annoying me. It's all coming along quite nicely though, isn't it? It is. Love the fisherman's houses. I just love the way they look with the little docks, and like when you spin it around and you can see all the little all the walkways. It just frames the water's edge really nicely in the game. So I don't think we could get any in there because there's the distance from the road. So 1, 2. Oh, actually, 1, 2. You might be able to. We can try. We can try and put them in there. The same as I would quite like that to be filled in with houses, and then yeah, and that. Can we get one? Can we get them in there? That might build out. It's just that one. Yes, and then we could put. I'm gonna put. A little bit of beach there, because we can't build houses there, so we might as well put the beach. Okay. So power is what it is. So let's have a look. So the fish market, it has to 8 or more fishing within a 5 radius. So as long as it's within 5 spaces of those, it should be okay. So we should be able to place it along here. I want to try and get as many houses in it as possible. I think that's probably going to be the best spot, isn't it? So yeah, let's put it there. The fish market is in, and I know that's going to means it's going to interrupt with the park thing I was going to do, but you know, we can just maybe do the parks around the ones on the edge, and then these 2 slots we can use for other things. Yeah, that should Oh yeah, they still need leisure. Some of them still need leverage. These ones don't, but I think these are still going to need leisure down here. Yeah, they still need leisure. So we will start adding parks and stuff in a moment. But I wanted to use different parks. I wanted to use the linear park to go around the edge rather than the ones that we've got. But we could maybe, you know, we can replace them at a later date. Let's just put three bits of park in there, and that will give us our leisure so that we can go to a wealthier village house, basically. Get this looking nice. So nice park. It's essentially the same as this. It just takes up more resources and gives you a bigger green area and leisure. So it's 2 per plot rather than 1. But I'm not going to go too crazy with it. Our food productions are through the roof because of this being a little fisherman's village. You know, it's absolutely amazing. Gravelled area, we just need a bunch more. Let's put that in there, and then that there, and that there. Let's just get a bunch of it in. We got the ability to do it, so we might as well. So gravelled area, nice. Because I'm going to use more of these other items, the gravelled areas and whatnot. I really want to change it up. I don't just want to use the parks like I was last time. Like I think here would be quite nice for that gravelled area, you know. So if you had to put 2 bits in there. Now you can, and I'm going to delete this out because you can get it. Look, that one there, it's got flat. Yeah, it's had plants on it. I'd like both to have plants on. There we go. That just looks a bit nicer, doesn't it? But yeah, like a little walkway up to the dock. That's quite nice. But yeah, I'm going to use a lot more of this stuff this time around, I think. Not just all the same parks and whatnot, as pretty as they are. It's just nice to change things up, isn't it? So, power is a little low. Wood production is just slow. It always is early game. But yeah, so that one there, because of the industrial area, I didn't mind putting the houses. I don't think I'm going to bother down there, and I don't think I'm going to bother here, but I might here, because I think a nice small plot of houses just in here might be quite nice, because it almost look as though that's servicing the industry and the farming as well. So how about we put in the same plot as we did over there, and we'll just get this upgraded. For a bit more power as well. Food I don't even need to worry about at the moment, which is really nice to be able to say that. So I may end up taking a gravelled area. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I might end up taking that and doing like almost like a walk through there with the gravelled area at a later date. But I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment. So the next thing we're working towards is the school is 1800 and the iron mill is at 1700. Yeah, so that's basically where I need to get this. I need to get the iron mill going. Basically, oh, that can join up, but it's going to split the wood. I don't really want to do that at the moment. That's maybe something we can do at a later date. I'm going to put some houses in there and then call that quits on the housing, I think. For this area anyway. Alright, the iron mine, the ship scrapyard and the colourful stilt house. So these are all new items. The stilt house, basically, this is an archipelago map, and I feel like these would come into effect if you had a smaller map than we're using, where land would be at a premium and you'd need to use it for your industry. So you build your houses in the water. I don't know if we are going to explore those. I don't think we're really going to need to, but they're there if we need them. What was the other thing? Obviously, we all know about the iron mine. Now, the ship scrapyard is a unique item. So basically, it's a way to obtain iron. You only get 4 production per one, and they give you a 50 storage, but they do consume 100 work and 20 wood. So it's quite a lot to give up for just 4 iron. But I would imagine they might be helpful again on a smaller map with the land not so, not really there for you. We are going to put the iron mine in though, because it's a really important item, as we all know. So let's get the iron mine in. Now I like to leave a gap if possible, because of logistics. So I'm gonna put it there, like sure. So there's our iron being produced. Iron miner's house. Obviously, they are built within a certain radius to the iron mine. Right. So we needed that for something in particular, didn't we? Oh yeah, it was the church. We couldn't build the church without it. That was all it was. And we can now get our village bar, which will give us leisure and nightlife as well. We might end up putting one down here at a later date. I think it might be quite nice to kind of have a little village bar in here. But we're not going to worry about it too much at the moment, because it's items that we're going to end up using that we don't really need to. So yeah, I think it's just a case of like continuing to kind of expand. We're only 10 away from getting the school, which is interesting. It's really interesting. I might put a little bit of plot of houses in there, like near the farming. Might just plonk it in there. Might be quite nice. And they'd just stay like this as well. They're not really going to upgrade all that much, because I'm not going to worry about leisure and whatnot over here. I'm probably going to put some more farming in or whatever. So there you go. There's the school. That's unlocked. I think that's just you just need that for the suburban house. Yeah, there you go. So if we were to put a school down here, we would get suburbs. I don't know if we're going to bother, to be honest with you, down here. I might. It's where do I put the school? Do I, that's the problem, because of the way I've done the houses. So like if I was to pick the school up, do I just put it there over the top of those houses? Maybe. I could do. Because the majority, yes, if I went forward one, then the majority of the houses are in the education. And it's important to have the fishermen's houses in it, because they become 2-story fishermen's houses with the food and education now. A bit of me is thinking I just put that in, and then, but then they're not all gonna go up, are they? Do you know what? I'm not gonna bother down here. That's gonna be the limit. That's gonna be as far as we go, is a wealthy village house. So yeah, some of them are not wealthy village houses yet, because they need food and leisure. But we can supply that up here at a later date. But actually, I think I'm going to move over here next time, and that's where we're going to start our first suburb. It's just down here, beyond the line of farming, which we're going to continue to about here. And then, yeah, that's where our new kind of township is going to begin. So let's put a road in to prep for our new town. So what's that? 1, 2, 3. I wanted it there, to be honest with you. So, let's take that out and take that to there. Right, okay. And then let's take that piece of road like so. So yeah, our new little town's going to be down there. That's what I'm thinking of doing, basically, gang. So that will probably be next episode. And yeah, we'll basically we'll build the new town, and then once we get enough resources in, we'll concentrate on getting parks and things in over here and really making this look pretty. But yeah, I really want to go on down a different road with this series. I don't just want I don't want every area to be a mass expansion, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I want there to be small villages, then some small towns, some suburbs, some downtowns, big cities. I want it to be really unique. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this first episode of our brand new series of Urbek, be sure to drop it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here to see more of this and the other content that's on the channel. But until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see you real soon.